Alright, what's good, guys? I'm in my garage hitting this lift. As you can see, some incline bench. I'm gonna do some back, but still dieting. 176 yesterday morning. I'm looking decently lean. We're gonna go for 169. See how I look then. Trying to get the leanest I've ever been. It's, definitely on track. I think last year I got to 173, but regardless. Anyway, let me get to the point. What's really been on my mind is, like, especially 2020 this year, people need to only stick to like their vision and like their path. This whole world right now is just consumed by technology and what's going on in the news and what's going on in this. And I feel like if everyone was just so into their own thing right now, this wouldn't even be like a problem. But it's like they have such lack of belief in themselves and their own path and like what they want to do, and on top of like how everything's working against them, you know, with like food and this industry and that industry, like it's all built around just keeping people weak. But yeah, man, you know, don't listen to what other people say. There's so many times in life and certain, even before I started working out, I remember I was like saying, oh, I want to start working out, I want to get jacked, I want to do this, and I was just like young. Everyone just was like, yeah, you'll never look like that guy, I never look like this, you know, you'll never get that far or whatever. But it's like, if you got that calling in you, if you got like a certain thing you think that you need to do, there's literally, that is the purest form, that's all the information you need. Because if it's going against everything everyone's telling you in a world where you're so programmed, you know it's coming from like the universe, like you know it's coming from a good source. Like that's your like conscious, it's like hooking you up, it's trying to give you like the right path. Problem is everyone's rejecting that because they're just out of fear, because they just want to be like accepted by these people. They don't want to look a certain way, but it's like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, I don't care if it's your family, I don't care if you come from like say if your whole family's a bunch of doctors and like you need to live up to that expectation, but inside of you, like, you just have this huge passion for art, you know, that's what you need to be doing. I don't care, like, it's, everyone's like, oh, you're not gonna, people have such a little understanding of, and the only reason I understand, and it's like, I'm still working, like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life yet, but the thing is like, I'm constantly on my mind, constantly working towards it. The thing that people don't understand is, you need to, besides chasing all this money or chasing these, like, you want to, like, don't chase the prize or what the external that comes with it. This might sound a little confusing. Let me explain this better. People are like, oh, there's no money in that career, there's no money in that, how are you gonna get this if you do that? But it's like, this is coming from the person who didn't get that calling. You know what I'm saying? The whole world is based around you chasing, like, you're supposed to chase money, you're supposed to chase women, but no one ever teaches you to become. Why does no one ever think, besides chasing the money, why don't I become the person that the money would come to? Because money just comes to how much value you can provide. So if you can provide more value than everyone else, wouldn't that just add to your money? You know, if you're the best at what you do, you're gonna be at the top. Everyone wants to give you, they'll give you whatever you think you're worth. The more you're worth, the more money they'll go willing to give you. That's all it is. It's a, you know, it's an exchange of your value and your time. How much is your time worth to these people? How much is your information? How much knowledge you have? You know, everyone's like, you just need to chase whatever is giving you the most money. But it's like, no, you just need to increase your value as a person, and then the money will come. The same thing goes with, I feel like these guys like chasing girls. It's like, yo, I got game, you know, I can say this or whatever. It's like, who even, you don't need to make your pitch better, you need to make what you're selling better, you know? You won't need game if you look at a Ferrari on the street or like a Honda Civic, like, I don't care if you're the best salesman in the world, everyone who walks past is gonna be like, I want the Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if the salesman's, you know, Jordan Belfort and he's trying to sell you the Civic. Like, maybe he'll make you think a little bit, but you're like, dang, like, no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll take the Civic. If you know what I'm trying, like, I don't know if that analogy makes sense, but that's what I'm trying to say is like, be the Ferrari. Is like, you don't need to increase your pitch in life, or you don't need to contort yourself to fit into these like constructs, or you don't need to like live up to the expectations of these other people, because when you're actually following your vision, you're gonna be so great at that, because it's actually gonna be the thing you have passion about. See, if you actually have passion about it, you can become great at it, because you have that drive in you to keep getting good and like better and better each day and keep progressing. You know, if you're just doing something out of money, you're deep down, you know you're only doing it for the money, so the job means nothing to you, so you'll never progress in it, because it means nothing. The only value is in it is the money you're getting. So why would you have no internal desire to progress in that lane in life, you know? See, if I was only like with working out, people think, this is another great example. People are like, a lot of people when they first start working out, it's like for the body. But then they start working out for a year, like a little bit, and then they're like, their main intentions are not the body anymore. Because then they realize like, the body is just like the little reward. It's like the real value in working out is like the principles, you know, it's the health, it's the like how you feel, it's like gaining that strength, you know, being stronger, having more control, like that mental clarity, the confidence, like, and then the external ends up being, it just ends up being like, oh, this is like an added bonus. But even if now, if I just plateau completely, like I couldn't gain any more muscle, I would still be working out, you know, because it's not about the look as much as you first think it is in the beginning. And you can just draw this parallel to life. When people are like, oh, just that mindset of just go for the money or go for that or just be this and that, that's the same principle that I'm trying to explain now. It's like you go in it, and if you're just chasing the body, it's not gonna last, because once you get the body, you're gonna be like, okay, or it's just like that drive isn't there anymore, you know, the internal desire is not there, because all you're doing was you're just chasing something on the outside, and then when you get it and you're like, you really don't care, your desire is gone. You need something inside of you that's gonna make you keep going for life, you know. That's why when people are telling you, this is like all to bring it back, this is why when people tell you, oh, don't do that because you're not gonna make a lot of money. No, that's exactly the opposite. And especially in this day and age, you can make money doing anything. There's kids who are making millions of dollars unboxing toys. You don't think you can make money out of your passion? We're in the information age. You can make money. I could literally make a review on this like table right over here or something, like, and just that could be my thing. Like, it's just how good are you at that aspect? How much passion do you have to get to the top of whatever you care about? So this whole like idea that you need to chase money, you need to chase this, you need to chase, no, you need to become, like that's what it's all about. You need to learn. If you give a man from a broke mindset, this is also a thing, like I always used to think like it'd be nice to win the lottery or whatever, or like I used to think that, and it's like, but I'd rather have the knowledge to be the millionaire, because once you have the money but you don't have the mindset, you're just gonna return back to where you were, because you don't have the information that got you to that point. See, millionaires go bankrupt all the time, or things go bad, but then you see them again, and then they're back to where they were at. That's why you see all this time in like the news or whatever, and you're like, oh, this person went bankrupt and the celebrity went bankrupt, and then it's like a few years later they're rich again, or they're back, or like but the opposite goes with all these NFL players and stuff. You hear about, I think it's like 70% of guys in like the NFL or whatever like end up going bankrupt after they like retire. And that's because they went straight from high school. Their main thing was being an athlete, never learned anything financially. A lot of them are coming from like crap backgrounds and like bad neighborhoods, but like they had that athleticism, and that's what like drove them to get to that point. So they don't have any of the knowledge to do well with their money. So right after they get out of the NFL, they're back to where they were before when they were in high school, because they financially and like mentally did not grow at all. The only thing that they were good at was the athleticism. And then one other thing that I heard today, actually this morning, I was watching some like YouTube on like personal growth, whatever, like usual, and I heard this like debate and had to do with everything going on right now, and someone said a quote, and it was, you know, people, the pathway to hell is led by good desires, or no, pathway to hell, or the road to hell is led by good intentions, or paved with good intentions. Basically, like when I heard that, it made me think of like all these people who like their intentions in life are like good. I think most people's intentions are good. Or another quote I've heard is all negative acts are stem from the wants of something positive, which is like pretty much the same thing. But anyway, so if you take those information in, this makes me think about like, you know, you could have parents and it's like their kids are bad, or you see it all the time, like these parents and then their kids are bad, but they don't know how to discipline their kid, and they just like feel like bad when they like discipline them, and they don't know how to like treat their children. And it's like they kind of have good intentions, but it's because of a lack of knowledge. You know, they don't want to hurt their kid. They don't want to hurt their feelings. They're scared to you know, hurt their child. So it's like, but that ends up hurting them more. Or it's just like with like parties and celebrations. It's just like, you know, our culture is revolved around every time you hit a new age, it's like drink, party, eat cake, eat like this like crap food and whatever. And it's like, I understand it, and I guess like one day of the year it's like fine, but it's obviously not like what would be actual best for you. It's kind of just like, oh, let's celebrate and like do things that are like technically like destructive, you know. But that's just like how culture is. But that's what like quote is. It's like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's like no one realizes they're doing bad. They're just doing the best they can to the knowledge they have. So you need to increase the knowledge. So my camera's about to die. It's flashing. So I guess that means I'm about to end this. So, you know, if you understand what I got going on in my head or whatever, if you like these kind of videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, email. It'll all be there. Peace out.